Okay, so we can do this question two ways. You can work all inside the brackets and then put the -2 into it, or you can put the -2 into everything and then go. So I don't care which method. Well, let's just all pick the same one. Which one do we think? Do you want to work in and then the -2, or do you want to do the -2 in there and then go? -2? Okay, so then I would go a to the -16, a to the +6, 10 to a -2 exponent. We'll have to figure that out. A to a +2. Okay, now we can go through a process of what has to move and what has to stay. What has to move, what can stay. So did you pick the right ones? There's two items that would have to move, right? Okay, we're good at this step. So 10 squared, you're going to do that. 100. 100A6 is the top. On the bottom, you're going to add exponents, right? A to the 18. So now, division, we're going to subtract exponents. But you aren't allowed on your test to write final answers with negative exponents, so I'm going to change it. Move it. The 100 does not move, right? 100 does not have a negative exponent on it. It is not moving. Okay? Some of you can maybe see this. Look, I can divide A6 out of the top, A6 out of the bottom, right? If I did that, this would be gone, and this would become a 12. Okay, that's the same kind of idea. That's where you get it from. Okay, and then I want to do this harder question too. Something like this on the test where you have a bunch of fractions going on. Okay, let's try it the other way this time where we work in the brackets and then the 1/2. Okay, so working in the brackets. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 1/16. That's a coefficient number. And then x to the something. 1/16. That's the numbers that I have, the coefficients. And then let's do work with the x's. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So we have a 1/4 and a 2/3. What am I going to do? Which operation? Subtract. Okay, let's turn them both into something with a 12. Oops, why did I put an 8? Is that what you're thinking? That's a good question. Why did I put an 8? Okay, now here we go. We're going to do the math with the coefficient and the rules with the exponent stuff. So the math with the coefficient, so here's what I'm doing. So let's just work with the number. What does this mean to do? What is a 1/2 exponent? The square root. So what is the square root of 1/16? So what's the square root of 1? What's the square root of 16? 1/4. So 1/4 is the number, and x to the -5/24. Can't leave it like that though. I'm not allowed to have negative exponents. So then I would have to move it to the bottom. Okay, those two questions will be on a separate part of your test in just, okay, now here's a challenge question. So that's what they're called, the challenge questions, where you're tying a bunch of stuff together.